How's everyone doing?
I'm doing okay.
Really? All the way down there?
Down where?
Not sitting up straight near the microphone?
I am perfectly near the microphone.
You are leaning at nearly a 45 degree angle, honey. Is that the position you want to stay in the entire time we record this? I will move the microphone closer to you. We've established it can pick me up even if I'm not facing directly at it.
Are you happy now?
Yes. Alright. So this is a game, little known visual novel someone sent us. I think it was called Heart Pounding Books After School or something like that.
Dunkin' Donuts Literature Club.
There we go. Full disclosure, I know nothing about this. Well, I obviously have gotten some cultural osmosis from it, knowing that it's not what it appears to be. But that's it. That's the only thing I know about it. How about you? Do you know any of the twists?
Full disclosure, I know nothing.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's play this game and see how it goes.
Yeah, let's.
Hey! Oh wait, I should probably. Do you want me to be the POV character so it's easier on the voice?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. I'll be the. Hey.
I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep and more frequently, and I would just get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
Ha ha.
I don't think either of those are correct.
I overslept again. But I caught you this time.
Oh shit, it did. So I checked the first couple screens real quick just to make sure it was capturing correctly and asked me to enter a name. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just enter a fucking random letter and it'll be fine. But it won't let us change it. So we're S. Hope that's cool with you. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, S.
We should give ourselves a different name other than S.
No.
What's a good name that starts with S?
S. It's even better because it's a lowercase s.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird,
name.
then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to.
Decks her right in the stomach. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, S.
We need a better name.
No, we don't.
Also, she has wide eyes.
Have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about.
Wow.
Sayori likes to worry a little bit too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college.
Ouch. Just laser-guided fucking burn right there.
Your happiness is really important to me, you know? I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. Really? No, ordinary? I'm wondering about what ordinary school days count for us, because what visual novels have we played that have schools in them? We've played one, and they were all birds.
Yeah?
They were all... I'm assuming everyone in every Japanese school system is a bird. That is what I've chosen to learn from this. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori? Sayori must have been coming to the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in.
Not gonna lie, one of my favorite gags is internal dialogue. I was sitting there doing the thing. Character dialogue. Hey, I saw you sitting there doing the thing. It's a good trope.
Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
How are her eyes so far apart from one another?
It's fine.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's gonna make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought,
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori?
Yeah?
There is no way I am going to your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the Literature Club. Not that I was ever aware she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who had proposed the club, she inherited the title Vice President. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, fuck that. I'm going to the anime club. Later, nerds!
Come on, please?
Only if you explain to me what this pose with your arms is. Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member.
I want y'all to know that Vivian is doing the finger taps.
I'm method acting. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of a thought or if she's so cutting us to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yes. Let's go.
What literature do they read in the Literature Club? And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Excuse me. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I was promised cupcakes. I told you, don't call me a new member. Eh? I glance around the room.
Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Wait.
Do you want me to be girl number 2 so you don't have to be all three? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, S. What a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry.
Natsuki.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back toward the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that.
Yuri's very tall. I like Yuri. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Wait, Well, it's nice to meet both of you.
And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, S.
Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika.
Come sit down, S. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes.
Hey, I made them. I'll get them.
Sorry, I got a little too excited.
She's doing the finger tapping again, just so you know.
Then how about I make some tea as well?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself.
Did you make this icing?
Crouch, did you make this icing? That would be a different kind of game. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. But baka. Eh? I thought you technically did. Sayori said. Well, maybe, but not for you know, baka. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Is this just K-On?
Yes.
Awesome. I love after school. I love the after school band club. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Heh. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I mean that, you know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. There are good people on both sides.
Oh, stop this. Stop this, honey.
It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature.
That's bullshit. Literature's awesome.
You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile.
Okay, that part is hard.
But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best.
You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
I haven't heard them mention a single fucking book yet.
It's probably like... I have no idea what... Yeah. Twilight.
So, S, what kinds of things do you like to read?
I like to read the label on this bottle of Stumptown cold brew coffee with oat milk, horchata flavored.
With
With oat milk. Stop this. Made with Oatly. It's horchata flavored, and it's actually pretty okay.
I do like me some oat milk. It's made from 100% free range organic orts.
It's made from 100% ort. Can only be found in clouds in the outer solar system. Well, considering how little I've read over these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
I've been mostly reading Ray Bradbury. Oh, I didn't read that line. I hope it wasn't important.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds.
Oh no, is she a fan of Tolkien but for the wrong reason?
I've been reading one called ReZero.
I've been reading one called The Bible.
The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Wow. Alright, just gonna lay it all out there, huh? I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp at something I can relate to at the minimal level.
I read a book once.
At this rate, you might as well
Would not recommend. 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why's that?
Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki?
What? What gives you that idea?
You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting.
And I always read everything you throw away. Everything.
It looked like you were working on a poem called...
Don't say it out loud! And give that back.
Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
How come everyone is always looking to their right? Everyone. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, why don't you write your own poems?
Wait.
That was S.
Oh, it said don't you...
Oh.
Wait, didn't it... I think the line said a different thing.
Oh, don't you write your own... sorry, I messed it up.
Or something, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I guess...
Oh, that's you.
Sometimes.
I'm so confused.
When Vivian isn't stealing my lines anyway. I mean, oh gosh. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet?
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm taking my moment.
Okay.
To drink more of my Stumptown cold brew coffee with oat milk horchata flavor.
You want us to get content ID'd by Stumptown oat milk?
How would they content ID the sound of me drinking their product? If nothing else, you know what? Stumptown, you can pay us money. Sponsor us, and I will drink one of these actually pretty okay horchata coffees every episode. Do it. You also have to send them to me, so I'll drink them, and you're paying me.
I have an idea, everyone.
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, S?
Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on. There's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori might have convinced me to stop by, but I've never made it my decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But... I'm sorry, I thought... S...
You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey.
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed.
Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. That good note is C sharp.
C sharp sounds like this.
Tell us what note that was in the comments.
Yeah, if you have perfect pitch and you know what note that was, go ahead and tell me. And then I'll just say I was lying and playing a different instrument for which that was C sharp.
Everyone, remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
S, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Could I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, S, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well.
Yay!
With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Glow. I can't stop it, okay? I stumble over my words. Go ahead and judge me. Don't judge me, please.
I judge you valid.
Okay. All right. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Poem writing minigame.
Are you serious?
Oh my fucking god! I was kidding!
Are you serious about pick words you think your favorite club member will like? Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most.
We need a fucking mouse pad.
Yeah, we do. Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to talk while I pick these.
Okay.
Oh, never mind.
There we go.
We found it. All right, well, let's see what we got. Do we have to pick one? Okay, we pick one of these and then move on. I see.
I guess so.
How about fantasy? I like that.
So we're angling for Yuri.
Is that what that is? No, I was just picking words I like.
Okay.
Fantasy. Depression.
Oh.
I mean, fucking judge me if you want to. Fantasy, depression. Memories. And what's next? Sadness. Are we going hard?
I guess.
I mean, have you read what I'm writing? Climax. Effulgent.
Effulgent, do it.
Effulgent? I don't
Yeah.
know that word though.
That's why.
Okay.
I could not believe my eyes. 10,000
Fireflies.
Fireflies.
Oh, I didn't realize that was what you were doing. How about defeat?
Yeah.
Philosophy.
Yes.
Heartbeat? You're not helping me out here. I feel like I'm doing these all on my own.
Intellectual.
Intellectual. All right.
It is I, the public intellectual.
I feel like that might be going a bit too hard. So let's do games.
Yeah. Treasure.
Treasure. Ambien.
Yes. Yes, we're picking Ambien.
Vertigo. I like Vertigo.
Yeah. Graveyard.
Graveyard. How about Portrait?
Sure.
How come Yuri's always the one bouncing up and down? Nightgown.
Oh, it shows you which ones.
Oh, that's so cute. I didn't realize it worked that way. Okay, well, whatever. We get what we get. How about Atone?
Sure. Starscape.
Starscape. Pure.
Yeah.
And Entropy.
Yeah.
I think
what the fuck kind of poem is this gonna end up being?
We definitely wound up with Yuri. I can say that much.
Hi again, S. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha.
I'd have to hunt you down like the little bitch you are. Nah, don't worry. I know I can't run from you. I've seen your mile. 402. That's pretty clean. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. Oh, I gotta sit back up. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, S. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know how you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Mangaka. Mangaka. Oh, hey, mangaka.
Yeah.
That's a real word. Okay. Manga is literature. That's right. That's 100% correct, Natsuki. I agree. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. S always gives it his best as long as he's having fun.
Lowercase s. That's us. Lowercase s.
He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so? And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you.
See, but I feel like we can't even do that, guy, because we know where this is headed. We know, I don't know how, we don't know how, we don't know when,
We don't know who.
we don't know who, but it's going to happen, and we know it. So I feel like we're just kind of taunting it at this point.
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and S can become good friends too.
We've been friends so long, it's strictly platonic. What's so funny about platonic friends? Huh? I'm sorry. Do you find the concept of having platonic friends to be funny? Wow. I want you all to know that I disavow Vivian's giggling at the notion of platonic friends.
I don't think that's what I was giggling at.
Sayori?
Hmm?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh. Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Oh, I see we got Yuri's route. Are you telling me we're gonna have to play this over like 4 times to get all the routes? Son of a bitch.
Wait, Sayori.
Me?
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is just a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be.
All right. Well, here.
Severed human finger. Yuri reaches out into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read.
This is
you
just
schmuck.
This visual novel is just a very elaborate book recommendation simulator.
This visual novel is just 4 girls making fun of you for not reading.
4 girls step on you while making fun of you for not being smart enough. Actually, I would play that. Yeah, I would. And we know we could
Discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book that she lent to me, which I haven't looked at yet, apparently. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. Think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face even deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
I have 2 copies of all my books.
Left copy and right copy.
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down.
Oh, where'd my mouse go? Found it.
It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about, anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Is it a real book?
I don't know of a book called that.
There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
I have a feeling it's a DDLC original.
Maybe, but you never know. It'd be really cool if they had some like really deep cuts here. Plus, that's your line.
Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison, and while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. I thought you'd
That's
find
kind
that
of-
relatable.
It's a choose-your-own adventure? That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Ha ha ha.
Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, S?
Huh? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen just because someone wants to be evil.
Not just
because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one, for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
I like her meek side gaze portrait there.
Yeah.
It's very good. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
You don't have to.
What were you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here. Right. I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah,
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to.
Oh, the comfortable intimacy of reading in silence while sitting next to each other.
That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, we could start out with an LLC instead. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye.
Can you feel my presence over your shoulder as you read?
I literally can feel you because you're gremlining on my shoulder. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry, I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I can't help it, I'm Canadian. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Wow, smooth operator right there.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess this makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, we get a fucking portrait for this one. That's... I I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Soon, we will become the platonic ideal and become as one body. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Eh?
To turn the page.
Ah, sorry. I was out there in the spotlight.
Yeah.
A million miles away.
I've been trying so hard not to do that one.
Why would you try hard not to do it? It's right there. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glanced over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
This is literally my second day of coming to the club. This is way too much emotional intimacy for having known you for less than 48 hours. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue on the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, that's so embarrassing that you think that.
Whoa, wait up. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kinda cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. You're Yuri now?
No, sorry. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought.
Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this.
But I'm gonna make you do it anyway.
It's not. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb.
Snapping the bone
All right.
instantly.
I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time.
All right. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. No bookmarks. A real pro.
He's chaotic neutral like me. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I'd never really done this before.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait.
Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who are we showing our poem to first? Shall we see what Monika thinks about it? Get kind of a read on it?
Perhaps.
From the pro?
Perhaps.
Or do we trust our closest friend first? Or Yuri, the one we're growing close to. Or Natsuki. She's the wild card here. I'm gonna need you to make a decision here.
How about Sayori? She was excited to have us here.
I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all.
This is a good poem, S. Are you sure it's your first time?
Yeah, of course. It's not that good. I'm sorry for being so yawny, by the way, folks.
I'm not.
Fine. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
Also, Yanni.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yanni. Y-A-N-N-I. Yep.
Time for some smooth jazz.
Stop this. Read your line.
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. Not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, S. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to it then.
Yay! Oh, you said it.
What do you think I said?
I'm going to hold you to it. Yay! Oh.
Wait. You thought I said something else.
Now.
That's not the word I said.
Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Just shows us Crawling by Linkin Park. We'll see about that. Oh, we do get to read her poem.
Dear Sunshine. Jesus Christ, I can't see.
Do you want me to read it?
No, I got it now that my hair's out of my eyes. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
That's the most fucking relatable poem I've ever read.
That's a good poem.
That's a good poem.
Because it ends in I want breakfast, which
Sayori
is a tautology.
This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
It's just that it's happens to me every morning, so even if it's not morning, I can readily summon those feelings.
I eat breakfast for every meal.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast.
I am 100% with Sayuri. Stop making school start at fuck o'clock in the morning.
Unless you serve a full multi-course breakfast.
Yeah, unless
for free.
unless you are gonna serve all of your students the full fucking breakfast for free,
Which they should.
which they should anyway. I mean,
I get all cranky.
well, I guess there's no point in arguing.
Me too. Me
Anyway,
too, buddy. Me too.
Thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun.
Oh, she totally leaves her house with toast in her mouth, doesn't she?
Yeah. She leaves other people's houses with toast in her mouth.
Where did she get the toast from? We didn't have bread. We don't have sliced bread here either. We have sliced brioche.
I'm sorry I got better bread.
It's so sweet. It doesn't work as bread.
Wait, so it sucks for the sandwiches?
It's not that bad, but it's definitely not what I was expecting.
We should do peanut butter toast with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Or French toast. We got eggs.
Maybe. You should read your line.
Wait, that's your line.
Yeah.
What?
There it goes.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I'll look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Alright, let's see what Yuri thinks about it. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Eh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. I just shat this out last night.
I looked up what a poem was on Wikipedia.
I literally picked 20 words at random. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Did you copy this off of Wikipedia?
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate.
They also try to shirk away from the microphone as far as possible.
What the fuck do you mean? I'm literally leaning toward it closer.
You're slouching down and as far away from it as you can.
I am literally not. I am very close to it.
45 degrees. If I was like you, it would sound like this. This is what it would sound like.
No, it wouldn't, because you're leaning the opposite direction.
I'm leaning in the
You're
exact
leaning
same
away
direction.
from the mic. I'm leaning toward it.
I was leaning in the same direction you were.
Fuck.
You gonna read your line, or?
In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Stop making fun of my stumbling.
I'm not. I was thinking expert, formerly a pert.
Formerly a shampoo.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, But it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Yes. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if this is a rare opportunity for her. Which is itself kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Do you want me to get this?
No, I think I got it.
Okay.
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. Is that what that says?
Yep.
It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future.
Bathe.
I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Flick, flick.
Flicker.
Ow.
Did I flick too hard?
I hardly know her.
You can flick me too. Oh.
Oh.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was just wondering why you wrote so much about lathes. And lathing.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is very pretty.
I actually think your handwriting is pretty hella. Eh?
Eh?
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Hoo hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, S.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past.
Oh no, she's gonna be the library bird.
Wait,
Have we ever seen her outside of the library?
she is absolutely a ghost. Holy fuck.
You
Son of
forgot
a bitch.
one thing, Your Honor.
The defendant is a fucking ghost.
Is that going to be the deal with Yuri here?
Yeah.
Oh,
It makes sense because Yurei is ghost.
Oh. Nice.
That's my prediction. Yuri's
All
a
right.
ghost.
All right. Well, let's tuck that prediction away. Well, that was Vivian's prediction, so we'll tuck that one away.
I think it was your prediction first.
What? No, it wasn't. I was memeing.
Wait, what?
I said I was like, oh my god, she's totally going to be the library bird.
Yeah, I thought...
Oh.
Okay,
whoops.
so you were memeing. I'm serious.
Okay, you're serious.
And soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, S.
Me too. Natsuki?
Yeah.
Awesome. I was waiting for the moment to talk to myself.
Yay! I'll take a break. I'll
Mm.
do a dance over here.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Vivian is actually dancing over there. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions, you know? So, basically it's not cute enough for your tastes? Do you want to get smacked, bitch? I'll smack you. I've smacked a bitch. I'll pass. I saw your cereal dance over there. I just don't know how to tell people about it.
Tell everyone I'm cooking.
Sigh. I said the word sigh out loud. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it, baka. Alright, I got monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
I love this one's good.
I love it. Oh, that's so good, though. That's about it. Yeah. Told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly! I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care about how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her.
Natsuki is the next Shel Silverstein.
Yeah!
Hi, S. Having a good time so far?
Ah, yeah, especially since my partner's even farther away from the microphone.
What the fuck do you mean? I fucking sat up straight like you asked me to.
Now I'm just,
what can I do that
now
will...
I'm just picking on you.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening.
We should try playing Go Soccer.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Ahahaha. Don't worry, S. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, S. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something. I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low.
Yeah,
That way,
it is easy for
it
you
always
to keep
counts when
people's expectations low.
Stop. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
Ah, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure nowhere near her level yet. I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. My voice is just stuck this way.
My voice is just stuck this way. I'm actually quite depressed.
That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's just read it then. Dead. I'm dead now. That's the poem.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's
cool.
Too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in.
She totally just cask of Amontillato'd someone, right?
Either that, or she has fourth wall vision.
That too. That is what I choose to take out of this poem. So, not gonna lie, one of my weaknesses is poetry. And I mean, like, literally weakness. I have a very difficult time understanding the nuance and meaning behind poetry, let alone trying to actually write it. So, if I'm not giving poetry due consideration, you can just blame that on me. That's the SK.
The secret to liking poetry is just read ones with cool words that are interesting.
I have one poem I like.
And it's Yeats, right?
Yeah, it's Yeats.
Second Coming.
Yeah. I like it because I felt like I got it.
Yeats is great.
Yeats, nice. But that's about the only poem that actually kind of speaks to me on any kind of level.
I hated poem when I thought that everything had to be analyzed and had to speak to you in a particular way and so on, like I was trained in English class. And then when I stopped doing that, it was just like, I'm going to read this and hey, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Then it was like, yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, I don't want to imply that I'm overanalyzing. I'm just saying that, like, even like without that level, like, a lot of it just doesn't. I feel like it. I'm putting it like it's the fault of poetry. It's not. It's the fault is mine for not having the proper mindset in which to receive and understand what they're trying to say. Because if I just read poetry, I just kind of like feel like, okay. I don't really feel one way or another.
Well, you know what they say. Keats and Yeats are on your side, but Wilde is on mine.
What the fuck is that?
That's the Smiths.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Haha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and
This is a Let's Play channel.
lines.
This is the Let's Play channel, not your fucking voice acting. Stop it. Stop this.
I'm putting emphasis on
I'll start reading your
timing.
words if you don't.
when performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What's the inspiration behind this one?
Uh,
Literally just a hole in the wall. You can go look at it. It's in the classroom over there.
well, it's that one time I was buried in a deep hole. It sucked. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes, when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you change the font to Comic Sans,
Oh, sorry. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you're just going to get one big puddle of ink.
so just move your hand and go with the flow of the ink
Mm-hmm.
in the puddle.
That's actually some of the best advice I've had while I'm working on my writing, is that it's easy to get stuck up on one thing. And sometimes I do need to stop and come and take a break and kind of understand why I'm having a trouble with this part. But also, the easiest way to start something is just to word vomit.
Yep.
And just, like, not even worry about, like, what you're changing as you're going along, but just to get it down. Because it's so much easier to work from, or when you have a base to start with, than to try to sing everything on the first try, note perfect. you
Yeah.
know? Good advice.
Thanks for listening.
Whew. Guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayuri and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
What is this word? It has like 3 syllables. They can get that long?
You just said the word syllable. Whoa!
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Guess you could say it's fancy.
Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can it be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
But it's hard to say something nice when the poem just sucks. Oh. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And S did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. Unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And S liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I...
Oh, Natsuki, you can be a little bitch.
Ooh. You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that S appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Baka. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh.
Furious ooh intensifies. Is everyone okay?
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as S started showing up.
Natsuki.
Wow, hold on. Did they actually change the sprites for that, or is that just cat fighting?
We wouldn't know. We didn't see her before S showed up.
Oh, that's true.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you.
I don't like fighting guys.
I do like fighting girls.
No fighting.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there.
S. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should just jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, S.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, S?
Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. I feel like we're going Yuri route here, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That does seem to be where we've ended up, so... Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you trying to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri.
Eh?
You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and that it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry.
I thought we just picked Yuri and we wound up defending
Ooh.
Natsuki.
Ooh.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that...
Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too?
Nah. Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm gonna do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash.
Natsuki. She really didn't need to do that.
I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair.
Sigh.
Everything all right?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, S. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now.
It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So...
Eh? What thing did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that. I'm going to go make some tea.
Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
That's possible? The amount of tea that I make is enough for one person. However much tea there is, that's how much I will drink. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it.
It was all right. Well, mostly.
S, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do at least a better job of impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
S. Ready to walk home?
You know it! Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. Usually they skip right to physical violence. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, S, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too.
That's...
Every day is going to be so much fun.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do this! Time for a new...
After image.
After image? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Heaven sent. That's a great word. Parfait. Socks.
Socks.
We doing socks?
Socks.
Can we do socks?
Yeah.
Yay.
Variants.
All right. What's this one gonna be?
I don't know. I just picked variants.
Pink.
Okay.
Woo!
I don't know.
I'm letting the cards fall where they may here. I'm not trying to.
Me too.
That
Unrequited.
All right. We did ambient last time. Oh, here, we'll do my favorite cage piece.
Nice.
4.5 minutes of nothing but silence. Okay, I can't keep that up. How about Covey?
Yeah, Kobe.
Contamination. Can we do contamination?
Yes. How about Crimson Demon?
Nice. I like twirl.
Yeah.
I like how Natsuki does a Kana face whenever she's jumping up and down excited. How about what are we doing next? Starscape. I like that one.
Starscape again.
Cheek. Cheek?
Sure.
That's she Kana faced.
Nice.
How about Embrace?
Yeah, let's do Embrace. Title drop.
Title drop. Vivacious.
Vivacious.
Hell yeah.
Vivacious Vitality.
Hell yeah.
Frickle.
That's not what that is.
Fuck, I want to eat frickles.
I don't know what frickles are.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Fried pickles?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're very good. There's a place around here that sells them and they're excellent. And
Boop.
I can't have them.
Boop.
Boop.
How about Fester?
The combination of boop and fester is
This
really upsetting.
Festering boop.
Yeah, let's do it.